We are live here at This is Africa. This is your host, KBM, Kenyan by Marriage, and today's date on this is 9 May 2020 on a Saturday. We have a very special guest with us today, homies and lifters out of Namibia. You can see her working out on the screen right now. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Homies and lifters, how are you doing?
Hey guys, I'm good. How are you doing? Thank you so much for having me here. It's really an honor. I feel so honored to be here.
Great, great. I'm honored to have you here. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for being patient. Thank you, everybody else, for being patient. We did have some technical difficulties,
Yeah,
unexpected, and we actually got here a little bit early to prepare for all of those. So, again,
yeah.
my apologies. So, let's just kind of like get right into it.
Okay,
Let's start by telling us about who you are and where you come from.
okay. So I don't know what should my name is Mimi, also known as Homies and Lifters. I am from Namibia, the land of the brave. Yeah, Namibia, the land of the brave, and basically, I'm just so honored to be here. Thank you so much. That's all
Well,
I can say.
you're welcome, and thank you again. So, homies and lifters,
Yeah.
you're a medical doctor. Tell me
Yes, I
more.
am. Oh wow. Okay, so I just graduated last year. I'm a medical doctor, so to say. Basically, I'm just doing general medicine right now. I haven't started with specialty or anything. Doing internship, and yeah, I I don't know what to say, but I am a doctor. I graduated last year, and I'm just taking each day as a phase, and I'm just taking one step at a time. It's a long journey, but I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to have gotten my medical degree. So yes,
Great. Congratulations, by the way.
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So, you told us you're in general medicine. Do you plan to specialize in anything later?
Yes, I do. I do. So after my internship, I plan on doing plastics. I'm planning on going into plastics, which is plastic surgery with a little bit touch of aesthetics. But I'm not planning on going into plastics, for example, like doing boob jobs or butt implants or that part. I'm more into the let's say saving side, so to say. For example, there are some people who are involved in car accident and have, like third, fourth degree burns. And that is where now I would want to help them, for example, with skin grafts, you can help them cover that up, just for especially ladies to cover up a lot of insecurities that might have after the accident. And also just another part of it is, after a woman gives birth multiple times, they have this insecurity where they don't have a flat stomach and they just want to have it flat again. So I would help with that, tummy tucks or liposuction per se. And then also, just for example, there are people who have been involved in a lot of accidents, let's just say childhood accident, childhood trauma, car accident, and because of that, they lost teeth, they lost hair, they lost eyebrows, they lost nails, and because of that, it came with a lot of impairments or hyperpigmentation. And that's where I want to really just help people by trying my utmost best to give them a normal life, taking bits and pieces from their body and implanting into their body. So, yeah, that's where I want to go.
So it's kind of like, if I'm correct, it's kind of like a skin graft, taking another part of their body and
Yeah,
hoping it grows in the area where it's affected, where you're trying to treat, so it could be
definitely.
more normalized. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Let's.
definitely. I mean,
Well, I
even with hair implants and stuff like that. Yeah.
well, I'm happy to hear that you're not interested in the other side of plastic surgery, which falls under a lot of low self-esteem with a lot of people. So let's move on
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah.
What got you interested in becoming a medical doctor in the first place?
Oh, wow. I think it just in general, I so this is quite weird. So between when I was young, between my house and my primary school, there was like a hospital, and our school used to we would go to school from let's say 1 p.m. until 5 p.m. and then after that, walking from school to my house, I would always make a turn at this hospital, and I would see these doctors, and I just remember looking at them and thinking like, wow, I want to be like that man who wears I but then I used to call it who wears the white dress, or that woman who wears the white dress, because I feel like, there's just so much respect and so much um, dignity that comes with it. It was just a way that they carried themselves. And then as time went by, the more I spent time at the hospital, the more I just started liking it. I became friends with the nurses. I became friends with one of the doctors, and then I just started liking what they do, And then I decided, that when I grow up, I wanna be like the lady with the white dress. And then as time went by, I got to realize that it's actually called a doctor. And there's so many specialties. You just have to find the right one that falls into what you're passionate about. And so for me, I'm passionate about aesthetics and then of course fitness. So along the way, I'll see how I'm gonna incorporate the two.
Okay, great. I'd like to give a shout out to some of the people that are already in the chat. We have the Mukazis, who are from Kenya, who are a workout couple. Thank you for being here. We have
Hi.
African New TV, which
Yay.
I believe he's in China, if I'm not mistaken. We have Osho the Bee, and we have
Hi.
Audrey, who seems to know who you are.
Oh, okay. Hi, Audrey.
So, welcome everybody and all the others that are just spectating, not chatting. Thank you all for being here. So, my next question for you is like, how long ago did you graduate from medical school?
I graduated last year, July. Last year, July. Last year, July. So it's almost going for a year now. And man, it's an incredible journey. It teaches you how to be humble. It teaches you how to respect people from all different walks of life. It teaches you how to be on the lookout. It just teaches you also a discipline that I never thought I could acquire. For example, it teaches you how to be time conscious, how to plan 2, 3, 4 months up to a year in advance, and it just also teaches you how to be disciplined in um, going for your dreams and working hard, and just realizing that if I don't do it, then who will? And
Mm,
at some level, I would want to think of it as a calling, that I'm not just doing this for myself, I'm doing it for someone out there. I don't know who it will be, I don't know, but some way, somehow, our paths will cross, and then, I will know exactly what to do at the time. But for now, it's a whole preparation stage, and then the day when you reach there, you will understand, like, oh my goodness, all the late nights, the suffering that I went through, the crying, the hardship, the backlash, the negative talks, the support from people that I didn't know, it all will make sense one day. And so for now, I'm just in a preparatory
so
stage, and
you have a very deep passion for it, obviously.
yeah, I do. I really do. I do. But then sometimes I also wake up and I'm like, why am I doing this to myself?
That's
Because
understandable.
yeah, it's I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a long journey that if anybody ever wants to study medicine, I would tell them, like, you need to sit down and you need to ask yourself a few questions, and you need to assess yourself, and you need to really ask yourself, are you passionate about it? Are you willing to go run the full yard? Or are you need to have the introspective interview with yourself, if I can say that.
Okay, and I also want to make sure because I didn't mention before to shout out your sister Sizzle Diaries. I didn't forget you.
uh Hi, Sizzle.
We
Yes.
also just got Beatrice Kadri in here. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate. Um, Okay, so you definitely have a very deep passion for this, and I see you going a long way. Let me ask you an extra question. It wasn't really on my plan. Now that you mentioned some other things,
It's okay.
being going to medical school, not being a doctor, but going to medical school. What
uh,
if you were interested in running a YouTube channel? Would it even be possible to run a YouTube channel, even part time on the side, as you're going to medical school?
yes, it's very much possible. It's really, really possible. It all boils down to planning. Like everything, you have to plan everything because, if you don't plan, you plan to fail, you know. So
Mm,
everything boils down to planning because, I mean, let me just say, med school is 6 years,
mm,
and your first year you are basically trying to touch on bits and bits of everything, the essentials of everything. So that requires you to be, I don't know, at the university from, let's say, 9 a.m. until about 4 p.m. So after that, you can quickly come, shoot whatever you have to shoot, or do a vlog for an hour and 30 minutes. And then you can leave the edits for the weekends and upload on the weekends. But it's really possible. You just need to plan and you need to know yourself because, hey, I mean, how bad do you really want it? If you want it, you will get it and you will get there. But I definitely think that it's possible. And if somebody had told me this, starting a YouTube channel earlier, I would have done it. Um, no, actually, I lied because I remember my sister. My sister asked me to start a YouTube channel when I was in my fifth year, and I was like, "No, I'm so insecure. I don't want people in my business. I don't want people in to know um, my life and where I'm from and my name." And I didn't want to be out there. But when I got back home, I was like, "Wow, I'm really passionate about this stuff and." I just want to put it out there and help people along the way. And like I said, you see, I like as you go along, everything just falls into place. If I didn't know that, run about this time, I would have graduated already, about to do my internship with a YouTube channel, and it seems like everything is coming together
mm-hmm.
purposefully, and you don't see that behind the scenes, or you don't see that, let's say, way I don't know how to way back, like 3 years ago, I would have never seen this. But now it seems like everything is just aligning. And there are days when I have setbacks, and there are days where I question my capabilities and I question my surroundings. But like I said, it all boils down to planning. You just need to plan. So anybody going to med school who wants to start a YouTube channel, it's possible. I mean, it can be anything. Can be
Even
anything.
with after class study time, it's still possible.
Yeah, it's possible. Like, I mean,
Okay.
some people can have a YouTube channel in med school, and it's all about, how to study anatomy, for example. And, anatomy is like a year. So you can divide each chapter for like an upload, and that will give you content for a long run because anatomy goes with everything. Some people can have like study groups as a channel. Some people can have it like, just in general, my day in med school, and you can vlog that and there will be uploads. Or you can just be like, hey, I'm in a foreign country, I'm studying medicine, this is my life as a medical student. So there's so many different aspects, I mean, to shoot at when you're in med school and you want to create a YouTube channel. There are a lot of things, really, a lot of things, a lot of things.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about homies and lifters. So,
Yeah.
is it your brand name, or do you also like to be called yourself homies and lifters?
Homies and Lifters is my brand name. How I came about with it. Uh, so I do home workouts, and I also do exercise at the gym. So basically, it's a two in one. And then when I was coming up with a name, I didn't know what to call it. I wanted to call it Mimi Fitness, and it sounded so cliche. So I was like, since people can do workouts at home, And I there was a time when I was in med school and I was doing powerlifting, and I really like lifting. How about I just call it lifters for those ones that like lifting, and homies for those the ones that like doing workouts at home. And then homies and lifters just just came up, and that's the brand name. That's just. But also sometimes I go to people's streams and they can't say the whole thing, so they just call me homies, and I'm fine with it. But homies and lifters is the brand name, but my name is Mimi, so if you can't say Mimi,
Okay.
homies is fine.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Yes.
All right. So when it comes to health and fitness, what makes
Yeah.
homies and lifters different from all the others?
Oh, I think for me, it's more of like I look at my surroundings, yeah, and I use what I have around me, not necessarily telling people you need to go get A, B, C, and D, and then you can start. And not necessarily telling people like for you to start, you need to go on an A, B, C, D diet, because we all come from different walks of life. Not everybody can afford certain supplements or certain gym wear or certain um, or just to be in a gym in general. So I think what's different for me, it's like, hey, you want to change your body? Okay, fine. You want to lose weight? Then what is it that you have? What is it that you can do that we can take that and then we can turn it around so that this whole fitness journey becomes your lifestyle and it's enjoyable. It's something that you look forward to doing, not just like, oh, you know what, now I have to hustle to go pay my gym membership, or now I have to hustle to buy, I don't know, leggings from I don't know whichever company, or now I have to hustle to leave my kids at home to go to a gym, and there's no one to stay at home with my kids. So I just ask like, hey, like what does your schedule look like? What is it that you have? How can we take your schedule, what you stand for, where you're from, and just use that and work out with what you have. So I think that's why homies and lefties are different, and obviously just because also that the fact that I touch on uh, both, I don't want to say grounds, maybe grounds, like if you cannot go to the gym, for example, maybe you're having financial problems, then you can do it at home. You can use from a bread bun, a broom, a towel, a pillow, your kids' water bottles, anything, and you can literally work out at home. And for those that don't like working at home, how do you start working out at the gym? So I touch on both sides. But
So
this is
you
just the beginning.
okay? So what you're really saying is you actually are big on promoting the humble side of working out because people can't always afford the things that you're mentioning.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now for you, when did you start your health and fitness journey for yourself,
Okay.
and why?
Okay. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Oof, okay. So, growing up, I was always a slender kid. Not slender, but I was always skinny. And then when I got to grade 10, we have this holiday for like a period of 3 to 4 months. And in those 3 to 4 months, I was just at home lazing around in my pajamas the whole day. And, I was just eating every day. And, when you're at home lazing around in your pajamas, you don't see you gaining weight. You don't see it. And I wasn't seeing it. And I remember picking up around 8 to 10 kgs around about that summer. And then I went back to school, and everybody was just saying, "Oh my gosh, you're so fat! You gained so much weight, and you're so
You
ugly
said you
now."
said 8 to 10 kgs. Sorry to
Yes,
interrupt you.
yes,
Okay.
8 to 10 kgs. Like, cause I was eating a lot. Man, life was just good then. I was in a period of 4 months, so I was just eating and eating and eating, and I wasn't working on it. I was lazing around watching movies and just eating. And then when I went back to high school, all my friends, they were saying all this stuff like, "Oh, girl, you're so fat. You gained so much weight. Like, we like the better you. The skinnier you was more attractive." and that became like I got an identity. I started having identity issues. I didn't like myself. I started becoming insecure with my body, and then also puberty hit, and I just felt so ugly. So I went from dieting pills, I don't know, being
Mm.
anorexic. I tried, I was bulimic for some time. I would starve myself, and it would work for a week or two, but then, I would just, get right
So
back to eating.
you went through a lot of emotions just to get
I went,
started.
yes, I went through a lot of emotional stress, through a lot of depression, through a lot of anxiety attacks, all of that. And then I don't know what changed. I really, I can't remember that somebody spoke to me, or I don't know what changed. But I just remember one day I woke up at 7 a.m. and then I started walking. I walked and I went to go check out my town that I never got a chance to check out. And I walked, and then by the time I came back, I realized like, oh, I walked for an hour. And then I started doing every day walking for an hour, and then walking turned into running, and I started jogging every single morning. And slowly but surely, I started losing the weight. But there was about 7 years ago. No, not even, no, not 7 years ago, because I spent 6 years in med school. I think there was like 10 years ago, where I just started jogging. But then what happened, I started jogging too much. So I started losing too much weight, and I became too skinny as well, because, you know, that insecurity still stuck on me. Like, I have to be super skinny, to be perfect. So I started jogging way too much, and then I became way too skinny. And I didn't know how to balance it. I didn't know where to find the balance of,
Mm.
am I ever gonna be good enough? Am I ever gonna be perfect in my own skin? What can I do? What do I need to do? I mean, I've tried everything that I knew, down to drinking vinegar water, just because there's this notion that, the more vinegar you drink, the faster it burns the fat or whatever. And that was just really so unhealthy for me. And then about, let's say, 4 years ago, I got depressed again, because I was in a foreign country. I didn't have my family around, and it was just really difficult. So I didn't want to relapse. I didn't want to start using drugs and going back through the same thing. So I went to the gym, and I found some guys lifting heavy. They're just lifting. They're doing deadlifts. So I told them, like, look, guys, I don't know what this is going on, but I like it. Let me lift as well. So I started deadlifting, and then, as the weights kept on piling up, I started releasing my anger, releasing my stress on the weight, and I started understanding my body. And this like a confidence that came over me when I started working out with the guys, and I started seeing my body change. And as time went by, I started loving my body. I started understanding, uh, what are the foods that I eat that make me gain weight, and what are the foods that I should eat on a daily basis, just to keep my metabolism going, and just to keep me happy, per se. So I think my fitness journey has been quite a long one, because I remember when I started, I was about 14, 15 there. But along the way, I had some downfalls, and right now I can say that I am actually learning more than what I knew a few years ago.
Would you
So
say some of that has contributed to your medical training?
no,
Okay.
no, not at all. Because med school, and working out has its own journey as well. That's the whole topic for another day.
So my next question, sorry to interrupt, but my next question kind of has to change now. So you said a
Mm,
lot there on the last question before this
yeah,
last one.
yeah.
What were actually the motivated factors for you working out? Like what pinpointed you to just like not just when you started,
Mm.
but to continue even till this day? What are the motivating factors that keeps you working out, I should say?
Uh, Actually, Okay, fine. Not a motivating factor. I don't know. Maybe just something that I realized, like, if if 2 days go by and I don't work out, I become very moody. Like I feel like something is not right, something has been stolen from me, and I just need to work. It has become a habit. Maybe an addiction, I should say. I don't know. But it just it has become a habit in my life that it's just in there that I need to work on it. I wake up every day and I'm like it's actually the second thing that comes to my mind, like, oh, okay, fine, today is leg day, and I check my calendar, what am I doing, and I work out. But then also, um the other factor is that if I don't work out, honestly speaking, I have this fear that I might go back to being skinny, or I might go back to not being enough. And that's quite how do I put it? It's quite a hoo-ha moment, so to say, because people think that when you do fitness and you have this amazing body, then all your insecurities and all your fears and all your doubts are gone. They are gone to a certain level, but even as fitness people, we have an insecurity, like, if I don't work out, then I might relapse to something, or if I don't work out, then this shape that I have been maintaining for so long will disappear, and then I don't know what I'm gonna deal with if it does. So you keep on going, you keep on going at it. And what also helps is that you set new challenges for yourself, because you don't want to just be working out and you just working out for the fact of for the fact for the fact is it fact or fate for the
Uh, well, I guess you use
yeah,
either or.
yeah, for the fact of working out. So it's a whole broad journey, you know let's just say, for example, so I've been working out, and then just currently, I today was actually day 14. I was doing an upper body growth challenge where I was checking if a woman can actually grow her upper body. And so there's always a challenge. You always want to elevate to uh, something new. Some people challenge themselves, like how long they can run. Some people hate cardio, so they challenge themselves to start running all, every day for a kilometer. Then it becomes two. Some it's really it's
So,
broad.
so let me let me ask you. You had that 14-day challenge. Was it a success?
Yes, it was. Oh, it was. Today was the last day, and before I started, I took measurements. And so, okay, but the funny thing is, when I'm doing, I can't see the changes. But having a sister, or like, hey, do you see something? She's like, yeah, I see something. So today I will go take the measurements, and we will compare the inches, how many inches I grew, and to see if it's really possible. Because for the past 14 days, every day I will do about 3 exercises, 3 sets of 30 reps each, and just to see if the booty can grow.
Okay. Let's do this real quick because we actually didn't do it in the beginning. Let everybody know where they can find you.
Oh, okay. You can find me on YouTube. My channel name is Homies and Lifters. The end is the one that looks like a dollar sign, almost like a dollar sign, so to say. And on Instagram, you can find me at homies underscore and underscore lifters.
Okay, great. Now, my next question
Yeah.
for you is:
hmm
did you receive any moral support from friends and family when you started working out, and throughout your whole career in working out?
Okay, initially when I started, there was no support whatsoever. It was more of a thing of like, oh, she's waking up at 7 a.m. to go jog. Who wakes up at 7 a.m. to go jog? Who does that? That is that is not okay, girl. There's something wrong with you. And then I started cutting down on certain foods, and then people were like, yeah, you're trying to be a white person, why are you trying to cut down on all this food? Who do you think you are? So in the beginning, when I started working out and when I started shaping this journey, I actually had a lot of negative talks, a lot of kind of like people that just didn't understand and didn't wanna. let me be. But then as time goes by, I mean, as time went by, um, people started complimenting like, hey, I really like how dedicated you are. I like your body. I like how you do certain exercises and how you explain and how you target certain muscles, and I think you're amazing and all these things. But in between, I did have friends. I did have a friend or two here and there who really
Okay,
supported me.
great.
Yeah.
Now, has anyone ever criticized, besides what you said, has anyone ever criticized your decision to start working out,
Yes.
to do the things that you love?
Yes. Oh
Tell
my
me.
goodness. So there, I don't know why people do this, but like I said, I really like lifting, and I've been powerlifting for, let's say, 3 years now. And you know, powerlifting, women that powerlift in Asia, in Europe, and in the US, and it's kind of like a common sport, but then for us in Africa it's not so common. So I remember when I came home and I was deadlifting and squatting and bench pressing, and then the guys were like, who is she going to beat up? And they're like, oh my goodness, she's not gonna have any kids, and why are you squatting so heavy? Do you want to destroy your ovaries? And you will not get married if you if
Wow.
if you if you lift that heavy. It's not in our culture. Like, what are you doing to your body? You shouldn't do that. You should just be on the treadmill. And I was like, why is it such a bad thing if a woman is lifting? Why is it such a bad thing if a woman is focusing on a particular area of her body to say, like, I want to tone this, I want to do this? And it was just so crazy. Like, for example, one day when this guy asked me, why is squatting so heavy and you will never get pregnant, and no man will ever marry you? I just turned
Hmm.
around and I told him, like, look, even if I'm pregnant with twins, I'll still come here and I'll squat and I'll be working out, because I feel like working out is not limited to only a particular group of people, and being pregnant is not a disease, and a woman lifting is not a curse. And he's just like, there's something wrong with you, girl. and so yeah, I mean, even until today, I still, there's a 50-50, there's a 50-50 thing. Some people will praise you for it, and some people will just be like, no, no way, there's no way you can do that. you know Most women are be like, oh, Mimi, your body is amazing, I love how it looks like, I would want to attain that, how can I do it, please help me. And then um some guys, I don't know, probably it's because they feel intimidated or whatever, come along and were like, are you trying to hurt yourself? And I'm like, no, I'm
So
not.
I got another question for that because it was actually the next question coming up anyway. Is
Yeah.
it safe to say that you're stronger and faster than most of the men in your own neighborhood?
Okay, I don't know, because I don't really go out, but probably yes, probably. I mean, because what they don't understand is it's a progress. Hey, I remember when I started squatting, I used the yoga bar, that black bar with the colorful things on the side,
Right.
and then
Mhm.
I went to the bar itself that is 20 kgs, and then you add 2.5 kgs on the sides, then 5 kgs, then 10, then 15, then 20, and you just keep um, leveling up, and you don't stop. And I mean, yes, if somebody weighs 70, if a guy weighs 70 kgs and you find me squatting 70 kgs, don't be like, oh my gosh, you're squatting my body weight. How is that possible? It's possible because it's a progress. And also the other thing that I get is that people, and because I don't know, maybe it's because the way I shoot my videos, I come across as maybe tall and big to a certain extent, but I'm like a tiny ball. But you know what they say, dynamite comes in small
So,
packages. So
so everybody who hasn't seen her videos yet, she does have a couple videos on her video list where she's actually squatting with a guy on her back. So she can squat the kgs of pretty much probably any man out there. Um,
Yes.
so next question is, basically your opinion, having certain items like nuts, black coffee, green tea, milk, etc.
Hmm.
Are they good for you?
Come again? Nuts and what?
Nuts, ice. No, well, excuse me. Like nuts, black coffee, green
Uh-huh.
tea, milk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, for me, yeah, they're good because I have come to understand my body and I've come to understand where's my limit, not to take a lot of it also. But then every person is different. If you are gonna start your let's say weight loss journey, then you'd want to stay away from dairy products and coffee as well, and definitely try to drink green tea. And nuts is good for when you want to let's say gain muscle, and then bulking as
Hmm.
well. So there is a line that you know people can cross either way depending on where they are in their fitness journey. For example, let me just get a good example. So when I started powerlifting, I used to eat about 6 to 8 times a day, like small portions, and a majority of that was protein based food, and then on top of that, I would drink my protein shake. So I was taking about 2,500 to 3,700 calories in a day. But then compared to my workout, I wasn't actually working out a lot. So what that did, I was actually just, let's say I was buff. I didn't have any definition whatsoever, and I had a lot of jiggles. So last year December, I decided to I wanted to lose the excess fat. And then when I've lost the excess fat and my body fat percentage is down to, let's say, 18.5, then I would get back and gain mass. And then when I was in my, let's say, fat losing journey, there were certain types of food that I just told myself, like, if I eat this, I will never attain where I want to go. So I cut down on butter, I cut down on starchy food, I cut down on coffee, I cut down on milk, I cut down on nuts, like you were saying, I cut down on my protein shakes, and I tried to eat healthy. And then after 1 month of running about 3 kilometers every day, I got back to weighing 57 kgs, and my body fat percentage was 18.5. And today I weigh 60 kgs and my body fat percentage is at 19. So um, you just have to see where you are in your fitness journey, and you have to understand what are the foods that you can eat that can help you, and what are the ones that you should just be like, you know what, nah. Even like I keep telling, even if you are going to a wedding or a baby shower, or like, I don't know, maybe a funeral, God forbid, and they're serving all this yummy food, like, ooh, you need to discipline yourself and just be like, hey, that potato salad is just, it's not gonna do good for me. So you need to know yourself and you need to exercise discipline. Yeah.
So Sizzle's diary says, TIA, our pantry is full of nuts. Guess whose work?
Yes, it's still very low because I'm actually in the process of bulking up, so nuts is very important. Hello.
Yeah, I was okay. So my next question is, what is your take on cold drinks, ice cream, sweets, and fried foods?
Cold drink. So
Cold.
basically,
Oh, okay. So cold drinks like sodas
Coke.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Ooh. Uh, what is my thought on it? Discipline, basically. Um, I'm not gonna lie. I drink cold drink, but it's not every single day. It's like once in a blue moon. Hey. Um, like I said, you really need to know yourself. Okay, fine. Let first of all, fizzy drinks and sweets, and that's the bad side of being healthy. Yeah, not the bad side, but it's just the unhealthy side of being healthy. So if you're saying that, hey, I want to lose weight and I want to be a certain uh, weight or whatever, then it's probably you don't partake in fizzy drinks and sweets and chips and burgers and all sorts of fries, you know. But if you are at a point in your life where you're like, okay, fine, I know that currently this is my current weight, and I know that if I drink, let's say, 1 tin of Coke, I can work that out tomorrow in cardio and it won't affect my body. Or, for example, if you say in a day I get in 2,500 calories, or let's say 1,500 calories, and a burger, I don't know how many calories is in there, and you eat it, then you know that you're not going beyond, and you know that if I have to go work out tomorrow, then I will burn it, or if I have to go work out later, I will burn it. But if you're in the process of, especially when you're trying to lose weight and you're trying to cut, to chisel your body, it's best you don't partake in anything that will um, throw you off your goal.
Off
What
your
do you call?
goals. Okay.
Yes, yes.
All right. So, what is your take on energy drinks? Are they bad or good for the body?
Energy drinks are good for the body.
How so?
Eh, Energy drinks are good for the body because, well, not all of them, I would say. And my recommendation to anybody that would want to take an energy drink is you really need to be careful as to how many you drink in a day and how many you drink during when you're working on. So a lot of okay. So energy drinks, what they basically do, they contain a lot of caffeine, and caffeine, it's kind of like it's a booster, it's an energy booster, and it just wakes you up. So I would say if you're gonna take an energy drink and you're a beginner, it's always better to dilute it in water. But then as time goes by, try to drink one in a day, and that's when you're working out. Don't make a habit of drinking three, four in a day, because what that does, it will go clog your kidneys, and that's how people have a lot of kidney problems because they drink excessive energy drinks. But energy drinks, uh, I would definitely vote that they are good, because I mean, like, there was a time when I was drinking them. I don't anymore because I'm on other stuff now. I drink BCA, but energy drinks like, for example, Powerade and Monsters and what other stuff do they have? I don't know,
Red Bull.
Red Bull and Gorilla stuff. If you're gonna drink those, then be very, very careful that you do not drink in excess. But overall, one will not kill you. I mean, it's just like drinking a tin of Coke or um, eating a bag of chips. The body has a wonderful way of taking what it needs, and then what it doesn't need, it gets rid of. But then if we take in excess, then that's where the problem comes.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
when it comes to weight training, is it beneficial for everyone or no?
Wait. In general, in general, weight training is good because weight training, it helps you to gain muscle. There's like this hypertrophy that comes because of weight. It gets you to bulk up faster. But then also, there are some people with conditions that cannot do weight. People with spinal cord injuries, people with
Mm,
prior um, injuries due to accidents, or just people that have a fear for weights. Like, people see weights and they just start shaking and just like, what's going on? Like, no, I can't. And then you have, in that case, and you start incorporating exercises that people can use their own body as weights. So they just use, I mean, they just do exercises without any weights, and they just increase their reps and sets, and that's it. But in general, overall, weights are really good. And like I said, you cannot be a first timer and then you wanna, do a bicep curl with a 15 kg dumbbell. That's not gonna work. You need to start at least at a 1 kg, you know, and just curl something, and then you work your way up. But I think the biggest mistake that people do, and I think like why people some people tend to leave weights, is because people come in the gym and they, let's say for example, I have a friend and she sees me lifting weights, and because she saw me lifting weights and it's heavy or whatever, so she would feel encouraged to go lift the same weights because, hey, my friend has been doing this, so I can do it as well. So then they do it, and then one, people don't stretch after workouts. Two, a day after that particular exercise, they start having like cramps and it's just sore. And then from there, they're just like, you know what, I'm never going to touch weights again. It killed me. This is not for me. Goodbye. So
Okay.
there is you need to start very slow and very gently, and you just need to understand the whole process and understand that fitness does not end in 1 year. It's a lifelong commitment, so to say. Like once you start, you need to be able to tell yourself, like, look, hey, this is the beginning. There will become a plateau where my body is not changing, I'm not going anywhere, and then there will come a time where you just feel like I don't want to work out, but because you have developed a passion for it, you um, go with it. But other than that, it's just weights are
Okay.
good for everybody. Yeah.
Like to shout out, we just got Hosanna Melody TV. Thank you for coming in. We also have Favor Lucky, who came in a while ago. Thank you for being here. The Makwazi says, great informative lady. You are very informative with answering the questions. I really do appreciate, and I'm learning a lot from you.
Thank
Now,
you.
with all that, it sounds like to me, are you a personal trainer?
Yes, yes, I am. When I have time, okay. So when I got back from med school, there was this period where we're waiting for documentation and processing and everything to go through. So during that time, I was like, hey, I'm really passionate about this, so let me train people. So I became a personal trainer. So I train people both at the gym and at the stadiums and wherever. So I am a personal trainer, not certified though, but I am a personal trainer.
Okay, so we got like 5 people watching right now. We got 11 likes. If we can, if anybody hasn't done it so far, get the likes up, the thumbs up, please. Let's get this up. She's definitely taking out some of her time. She's got to do stuff after the interview, so she's
Yes.
definitely sacrificing some time on this day for this interview, and she's given a lot of information for everybody to take home.
Yeah.
Um, Next question for you. I mean, like, as a personal trainer, what is the most common issue when it comes to clients?
The most common issue is trying to get okay. The most common issue, first of all, is being consistent.
Hmm?
One, two, they all want a flat stomach, and three, the diet. Those three things, you find them with every. I found them with every client that I worked with. Like, if it's not consistency, then it's the diet. If it's not the diet, then it's a complaints about the jelly and I mean the jiggles around the stomach, or the jiggles around the other places, and just not people not being satisfied, or there's like they see themselves and they think, oh my goodness, I'm so ugly, so being a little bit overweight is kind of like equal to being ugly, and I'm just
So,
like, no.
so what would you recommend? Exercise, diet, or a combination of both? I mean, it's kind of obvious to me, but I mean, what would you really recommend? Is everybody, do you recommend the same thing for everybody, or do you change that up?
I change it because some people it's not the exercise, some people it's just the diet, and some people it's not the diet, it's just the exercise, and some people it's just the consistency. So I see what I'm working with, because sometimes somebody will be like, yeah, I've been training for 3 years now and my body hasn't changed. And when somebody says that, then obviously you understand either one, it's either a consistency issue, or two, it's the diet. Because if you ask them like, so what do you do? They'll be like, oh, I do ABCD, and you're like, okay, cool, you're on the right track. But then it's most probably the diet. They probably not eating um, as they should, or they probably eating in excess. So you just got to see what you're working with or who you're working with, and then from there you change a few things, and usually in a month or two they see the results. But
Uh,
consistency, being the biggest.
Okay. How do you get your clients?
I oof, I guess I mean I think they come to me because
Okay.
yeah, a
But I mean,
majority of them they just
how, if they come to you, how do they find you? I mean, what are they doing to find you so they can hire you as a personal trainer?
oh, okay. Majority of them they slide in my DM on Instagram. Some of them they write comments in my comment section. Uh, but a majority of them, like I always post videos on various groups. I'm on various groups on WhatsApp, so I post videos there, and then they share those videos with their friends and family members, and then uh people start asking, oh, who is she, where is she from, what does she do, can she train me? And then I'm always just like, hey, if somebody wants to be trained and if somebody wants to make a change, I don't mind my number being shared, so you can just tell them to text me, and then I can try and see if I can add them in an already existing group
Okay, so I'm
where I
still
train
looking
people.
to edit the description box after the live stream. So are you okay with putting that number in the description box or no?
Well, my cell phone number.
Well, for your WhatsApp.
No, it's okay, we can put it, I don't mind.
Okay, okay. So
It's
everybody that
just
wants to, okay, if everybody wants to get a hold of her via WhatsApp, I'm going to put that later in the description box below. So go ahead.
yeah. No, but it's just that some people don't have a sense of what is the word. Um, they feel they don't respect other people, so they just text and call whenever, and text sometimes text or send inappropriate stuff. That's my only concern. But okay, wait, no, let's rather do this. For those that wanna get one-on-one lessons, whatever, rather DM me on Instagram, and then from there I can take it up with the number, because I have been having a lot of inappropriate phone calls and inappropriate messages from people.
Okay, understood. Glad you straightened that out.
Yeah.
I do already have your Instagram and YouTube channel in the description box now. So if anybody's wondering how
All
to
right.
link to her, both the links are in the description box right now. The Niger boy, what up, man? You came to grace us with his presence. Uh, we
Hi,
also have
Niger
uh,
boy.
we also have Da Cleva. I hope I pronounced that right. Thank you for coming in. Now, in addition to your clientele, do you ever turn down clientele? And if so, what would be the reason?
Yes, there are times when I turn some clients down. Sometimes I turn clients down because they approach me. First of all, when they approach me, the intentions are right and clear. Like, hey, would you please be my trainer? I'm like, yeah, cool. Then I ask them like, what are you looking for? What do you currently do? How active are you? And then as time goes by, you just see that the texts are becoming very either um, they start harassing me, or they start sending me um, sexual messages, or
Hmm.
it becomes very violent and arrogant, or it's just sometimes it's a lot of hate. And then when it comes to that, I don't even entertain it, I don't respond, I just block, delete, and I move forward. Yeah.
Yeah,
But then
that
also
that's
sometimes,
I was going to
yeah,
say that's unfortunate that happens. First, people
yeah,
appear to have a good intention, and then later on, they show you who they really are.
yeah, yeah. But then also sometimes there are clients that come to me, and then because I sit down and I ask people a lot of questions. I ask them, why do you want to start working out? What's the problem? What's the issue? What's your current weight? What's your current BMI? What are you currently facing? And sometimes you understand that this person doesn't want to work out because they want to they want to change their body, or they want to you know do something. It's more of a psychological issue, or sometimes it's trauma. And then in that case, I refer them like, hey, maybe I think before we can start working out, you should see A, B, C, and D. And sometimes it just so happens that actually this person might have needed a therapist or whatever, because there's a lot of there are a lot of people that come with a lot of um, childhood trauma and damages and all this, just like what I said, like I went through, but then in that case I didn't have anybody to guide me. I kind of like figure it myself. So sometimes people come to me with identity crises, people come to me with childhood trauma, people come to me with marital issues, people come to me with so many issues, and sometimes you just realize, you just discern that, you know, this is not really about fitness. This is more, this is
Like
deeper than
counseling.
fitness. And yeah, this is more counseling. And at this point, I don't have a license to counsel you, and I don't have a license to prescribe you anything. So I think maybe you should go see A, B, C, and D. You know, and then when you're done with that, then you can come back, and then we'll see if really fitness was the thing that you needed.
Well, I didn't realize being a personal trainer is so intense. I think I better check out some of the personal trainers experiences on YouTube and find out, see what else they say. Um, okay,
Yeah.
let me ask you this. I mean, how do you cater
Mhm.
to an obese or overweight client?
How do I what?
How do you cater to them? I mean, like, is there any special way that you approach their workout routine?
Oh, yes, definitely. So with obese clients, that's like you are working with a newly born baby, because uh, after doing the assessment and you realize that this person is doesn't really need counseling, they really need to start working out, then you start treating them as a baby. You have to be careful with everything that you say. You can never mention the word fat, you can never mention the word gaining weight, you can never mention the word lazy, because they will also work on the emotions. And whenever you encounter, you always have to be happy for them. You have to thank them for showing up. You have to, you kind of have to be their mini joy. And you have to be there with them from day one, from the first starting cardio. You have to be there. You have to encourage them, because they are the people that will tend to want to quit the easiest, the fastest. Like after 2 days, they'll be like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. And by then, you should have already developed a stronger bond. So when they come to you, you need to text them on the regular, call them on the regular. You need to, oh my goodness. Okay. No, just um, then you really need to be there with them from the very very get go, because if there's any gap, or if they start feeling like you are withdrawing from them, then they can interpret that in so many different ways. So with obese clients, it's it's really it's like personal to me, and I don't even call them obese, so to say, because you don't ever want to use a word that will just make them think that they are a bubble, or make them think that they are fat, or and you just, especially the ladies. I mean, I tend to go out of my way, because sometimes we would go shopping, and I would take them out for tea, and you just sit down and have conversation. So you just want to make them feel like they're on something really important, that this is not just fitness, this is more like they're also discovering themselves. They're discovering a part of themselves that they just didn't know. And so you just it's very it's a very sensitive topic,
Subject,
or a
yeah.
sensitive journey, yeah, subject for them, yeah.
I like to welcome. I hope I pronounced the name Natalia. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
Natalia.
Is that your mom?
Yeah.
Hi, mom. Welcome to
I
This Is
feel like
Africa.
I have the most. I think I have the most supportive mom. I didn't even think she was gonna be here. Hi, mommy. I'm on TV. Okay.
Okay, so now there is another spectrum of people, and we're
Mm,
talking slim people, and then there's also a lot of issues with slim people where they also feel very inadequate. Like,
yeah.
how can a slim person become fit? Like, how do
Okay.
you approach them?
Okay. So with slim people, that's more like of my expertise, because like I said, basically all my life I was a slender person, and then I just I just didn't like it because in the African community there is this thing that goes around that the African man likes his woman to be thick and curvaceous and whatever and have rolls and whatever. So sometimes us the skinny ones we just like, oh, and where does it leave me? And as the years go by, you just get to see that when a woman is has curves, I'm not talking about now like humongous whatever, but when a woman has curves and she has thighs and she just looks good, that's acceptable and kind of like appropriate. But then when a woman is slender, it's almost like she's referred to as a snake, kind of like that. So um, so with the slender clients that slim clients that come to me, they want to gain weight. I tell them like, look, you need to understand that this is gonna be hard. It's gonna be harder than somebody who's trying to lose weight. And I know that I get a lot of hate for saying that, but um, losing weight has to do with cardio and all this like, but gaining weight requires somebody to eat. You need to eat calories. Now the problem with that comes when somebody is slender and they don't have the money for it, you know so then I say like, fine, if you don't have the money to eat like that, then that means like we need to increase your workout so that maybe your gains can speak for you. But losing weight, it requires you to do to just get in the habit of doing cardio, and then you will start seeing changes within, let's say, a month or two. But gaining, you will start seeing gains in 4 or 5 months. And in that process alone, you need to eat food that are rich in proteins, like high uh, protein. Oh, yeah.
High in protein.
I forgot.
That's the
Yes,
key.
high in protein. Yeah, high in
I'd like to
proteins. Yes.
welcome from Kenya, Miss McQually. Thank you for coming in.
Hi.
And she just recently became monetized, so congratulations.
Yay! Congratulations.
So when it comes to staying in shape,
Hmm.
what is your advice for a woman who is pregnant?
Okay. I advise all pregnant women, the ones that do not have, for example, fainting spells and do not have any other pregnancy related diseases, to exercise. Pregnancy is not a disease. In fact, pregnancy is a blessing, and every woman that's pregnant, I would really encourage you to exercise, because that in the long run will also help with the delivery process. You know, so really, every pregnant woman should exercise, but then also you need to understand the different trimesters you're in, because if you are in the first trimester, you really gotta be careful with certain exercises, and also if you are in your last trimester, you also gotta be careful with certain exercises. But along the way, you are basically good to do anything. And I just want to get this concept that if a pregnant woman squat, then she will push the baby out. No, there is no way. There is no way that when you squat, you will give birth instantaneously. It doesn't work that way. So I would recommend any pregnant lady start doing cardio. You start walking, walk. Avoid the bicycle, avoid the eclipse machine, but you can walk on the treadmill. You can do lunges. You can do squat, not with a bar on your back, but dumbbell assisted lunges. Um, you can do uh, abs as well. You crunches on the sides. You can do back workouts. You can do triceps. You can do biceps. You can basically do anything. I just think that people have this concept that when you are pregnant, you are sick or something, which is not the case.
Well, where
you
do
know
people even get these ideas? Like, I've actually never heard until you said it that some
yeah.
people out there think that pregnancy is a disease. I mean, where are people coming up with this stuff?
People think that pregnancy is a disease. I think maybe someone would think pregnancy is a disease if maybe the pregnancy that was unplanned, or see
Okay.
maybe as a mistake, or it came at the wrong time, whatever, and they don't want to be seen outside, or they don't want to do anything, just want to be lazing around.
So they
But
gave it a
even with
nickname.
that, yeah, they gave it a nickname. It's a disease, um, which is quite something that is common here. I mean, you see a lot of teenage pregnancies, and just uh, a lot of baby mamas, and a lot of you know so to say. So
Is
people don't want to be seen in public pregnant and with no ring on it, because then it's like you're pregnant, you're not married. There's just a stereotype thing going on or something. I don't know.
so let's talk YouTube. What made
Yeah,
you decide to start up a YouTube channel?
my sister forced me into it. Sizzle's Diary. She
She
forced
forced
me.
you.
I didn't want. Yes, she
She
forced me
twisted your
into
arm. She
it.
put you in a DDT. She forced you.
Yeah. Yes, it was
Okay.
like a whole raw moment. She was Batista, I was like Undertaker, whatever. But she literally forced me. I remember I was in my, I think, fourth year med school, and she told me like, "Hey, you should start a YouTube channel." I was like, "No, never." I consider myself a private person. I don't like people to be in my space. I don't like people to criticize me for what I'm doing. I don't like people to give me ideas on an already planned out vision that doesn't work well with me. And I was just like, no, 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 no. And she also was like, no, I want to start a channel as well, but I need you. And I'm just like, you know what? You don't need me. If you want to start your channel, start it by yourself. But then I graduated, I came home, and then she still kept asking, "Hey, we should start a YouTube channel." I'm like, "Oh my God, let it be, woman, let it be. I don't want this YouTube channel." I was so skeptical about it, and I was so scared. I was scared of the unknown, you know.
Right,
And
right.
one day
That's
yeah,
understandable.
yeah, I was scared of the unknown. And one day she told me like, "Look, Mimi, you have a raw talent that is really rare in Namibia. You know, you don't see medical doctors that are passionate about sports and lifting and working out, and with all this talent that you have, and you just want to keep it up, you just want to bottle up for yourself. How about you just put it out there, and maybe some way, somehow, someone will get inspired to work out and be better and whatever." And I told her like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to. I have issues of my own and whatever. So she started her channel in August, and I just used to see her, researching late nights and doing all this crazy stuff. And I was like, you're on your own, girl.
So
But
she started hers in August. When did you get yours started? Hello?
hello, what did you say? Come again?
I said that you said that she started hers back in August. That was of last year, correct?
Yes, last year.
And when
And
did
then
you
literally, I
go ahead?
started mine in September. Yeah, I started mine in
Okay.
September. Or was it October? I can't quite remember. I think September, October there.
Okay. Okay.
And so it has all been trial and error. I mean, when we started, we knew bits and bits. We were listening a lot to, I don't know whether what is the guy? Nick Neiman. Am I
Yes,
pronouncing his name
yes.
correct?
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
him and his
so
brother. Yeah.
yes, so we listened to a lot of Nick Neiman, and we're just taking his advice. And yeah, so we started the channel, and ever since then, it's just been a learning journey. You meet such amazing people on this platform, people that are willing to help you, people that appreciate you for your content, and just you meet really amazing people, and it's been an amazing journey.
So, what are some of the probably one or two biggest challenges that you have struggled with when it comes to YouTube?
Uh, the network.
Okay.
Yeah, the network is so. We don't we don't have the same network as everybody else, and especially when you're talking about data and how fast it runs. Some people's data is
Hmm.
really fast, and ours is like really slow. And sometimes it requires for both my sister and I to be in a particular corner just to upload whatever we need to upload, and just to use whatever we have. I mean, sometimes people ask me if I have a camera. I'm like, no, all I have is a phone. We use our phones to do everything. So the biggest challenge was definitely data, and then what else? Just I think just data, and then the late nights of research and hustling, and it's just yeah.
So it's worth it. If you're still doing it, you think it's worth it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it because I mean we all have a goal in mind when it comes to YouTube, eh? I don't know about other people, but I'm definitely looking forward to getting monetized. So I'm not about to give up before that. That's one. And also on the other hand, I want to get to a point where I know people are not just watching the videos that I post, they are actually taking them and working out, and then actually being like, hey, you know what, Mimi, I've been following you for a while, and I've been doing your workouts, and these are my results. Because of you, I have come this far, and I've done A, B, C, and D, you know. So, yeah, I
Okay.
think
And go ahead.
be- the reason why I put monetization on it is because, that will kind of give us the monetary support that we need to go the next level, because my sister and I have this huge plan for this whole YouTube thing. We don't want it just to be me and her on YouTube. We want to link up with fellow Namibian YouTubers, and we want to create seminars and teaching classes, and just so many things. But currently, financially, we are unable because we can't. So that's why we're working so hard to get
Well,
monetized, and then with that, we're able to do it.
okay, okay. So, well, there are some things you could do. I mean, with the people in your area that are YouTubing like you can always do
Mm,
like maybe bi-monthly meetups and stuff like that at a venue or even at
mm,
someone's home, and then talk shop about YouTube.
yeah,
So that definitely can be done now before you get monetized. But
yeah.
we're gonna help you get monetized. So you're gonna be monetized. We're
Yay!
gonna help you with that. So we're gonna try to find ways um, around your data to help you get monetized, because you're working hard, and that's a lot of people's issues on the continent. Data isn't always like South Africa where it's unlimited, or in Kenya, depending on what program you go with, that it's unlimited. So we totally
Yeah.
understand you there, because Kenya not too long ago did not have fiber optic. We got fiber optic, if I can remember, probably less than 10 years ago, somewhere
Whoa,
around that time. So, and it comes from Dubai. So yeah, so
wow.
we totally understand. We're going to help you get there. Now, you've already told me
Yeah.
what equipment you use for as a
Mhm.
YouTuber. I was going to ask you that question. Who have you
Mm.
collaborated with here on YouTube so far?
Well, I collaborated with a guy called Johnson Kapofi. He's a fellow Namibian YouTuber, and I think he's the first one that I got in contact with when I got back home.
Hmm.
Um, and then apart from them, I've just asked Namibian artists if I can use their songs in the background, but I haven't really. I've just gotten invitations to do the collab, but currently we cannot because we're under lockdown,
Hmm.
and
Okay.
we're just waiting for uh, it to get a little bit better, and then we'll start, because I have a few invites, people that I'm like, hey, I would like to collab with you, and these are not even fitness related people. Some of them do makeup, some of them do uh, what is it called, embroidery, some of them do
Right.
cooking, like traditional cooking stuff and all this. So they've asked me, and I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? So we're just waiting for the lockdown to go down
To
a little
lift.
bit,
Hmm.
I mean the lockdown to lift, and then we will see how that goes. But then of
Um,
course yeah.
no, I was going to ask,
Oh,
but go ahead and finish, and I'll ask you another question.
uh, of course I have the Mwakazis from I think Kenya, right? Yeah, Kenya.
Yes.
And they reached out to me. Oh, actually, you linked us up. I don't even know. You linked us up, and I sent them a message the other day, and we were talking about something that might happen sooner or later. I don't know.
Well, they're great people, and I
Yes.
think a collab between the both of y'all will be an amazing thing. And who knows, maybe y'all can in the future have a collaboration with a lot of different YouTubers and probably make like a music video where everybody's doing their little workout routine and make a combination video, something like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but other than that, a question I skipped over. I don't want to skip over this. Do you offer scheduled classes on YouTube or elsewhere online?
Yes. What I started doing because I don't actually have the time for it. So what I started doing is on Saturdays, I started going having I started having live workouts on Instagram at 7 a.m. and then at 10 a.m. I would go on YouTube and have those workouts there.
Okay, okay.
But then
And
huh?
no, go ahead.
Yeah, but then as time goes by, I'm definitely looking on doing it on a daily basis.
Okay. So you've already told
Yeah,
me who on YouTube, basically you like to collab with and off of YouTube, I
yeah.
think. Is there anybody else in the future that, let's just say not on YouTube, that you would like to collab with? Do you have any like future aspirations like this is a person, famous or not, I would like to work with, in the realm of health and fitness? If there is, who is that and why?
Wow. Okay. Actually, I've never like if I like I said, the Mokasis definitely. I'm looking forward to that. But so far, I haven't come across. Oh yeah, and there is this other girl. I really forgot her name. She also does fitness, and I think she's from I don't know whether Uganda or Kenya. Uh, yeah, but then definitely her. I just forgot her name. Those two, but it's really, really difficult to find African fitness content creators. A lot of people are into daily vlogs, cooking, I don't know, embroidery, talking about political stuff and how to make Africa great again and all these things. So it's really difficult to find people that are into fitness,
Okay.
and when I do find them, I would really like to collab with them. But then also I don't want to limit myself into saying I only want to work with fitness people. I mean, I would want to work with whoever I can, wherever I can, just as long as I do something that will make a change.
Okay. And you told me something a while back. I can't remember exactly. You're the
Mm,
first, or you're the only, first and only female YouTuber from Namibia that started a workout channel. Is that correct?
yes, yes, I'm
Okay.
the first and only.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, last question. Where do you
Okay.
see your YouTube channel in the next 5 years?
Oh, whoa. Um, okay, I didn't go as far as 5 years, but whew, I need a moment of prayer. This is quite a big question. In 5 years,
Okay. What about the next
uh,
1 year? Let's next 1 year, more realistic.
okay, in the next 1 year, I'll probably be traveling in Africa, doing collabs with fellow fitness content creators. But then that also has to be in line with my work, because I'm not always gonna get off to just travel like I wish, but I really want to travel and meet people that are like-minded, and we can just start a fitness family all over Africa. But in the next 5 years, that I might not. I don't know. I don't know where I'll be, because if it comes to me having to go specialize, I don't know whether I'm gonna be in South Africa or in Europe, Australia. So I don't know, but definitely next year I would like to travel and meet up with people. But then also, look, I don't know. We'll see next. We'll see next year.
Okay. Okay. Well, fair enough. So,
Yeah,
any closing words for those who are out there? You,
yeah.
nobody really asked any questions. That's fine. Please do
Okay, let
tell
me put it
every. I
back.
mean, if you have any closing words, go ahead and say it now, and definitely again tell everybody where they can find you.
Okay, so you can find me at on YouTube at homies and lifters. The end is like dollar, looks like a dollar sign, and you can find me on Instagram at homies underscore and underscore lifters. So closing remarks. Uh, if you want to start working out, if you want to start losing weight, or if you want to start gaining weight, or if you want to start bulking up, start slow. Do not jump into something and then just start lifting heavy and killing yourself, because that will um, in the long run, that will slow you down and you will not find the passion in it. Also, start appreciating your body more, because if you don't appreciate your body, nobody else will appreciate it for you. Then, if you need help, when it comes to emotional situations, for example, you went through a lot 2 years ago, or you are going through a lot right now, it's always good to reach out to people. There are people that are willing to help you. You just need to find the right person, because also reaching out to the wrong people can create a lot of negative say whatever or gossip whatever. So yeah, and I mean, if you need help, I'm here for you guys. You can ask me questions. You can contact me. I will be more than willing to help out whoever needs help. Be it online coaching, I'm willing to try that out. So yeah,
Okay. All right.
that's it.
Well, thank you once again for being here doing this interview. I really do appreciate it. Again, everybody, her contact information will be in the description box below for her
Mm-hmm.
Instagram as well as her YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And go from there, everybody. She's a great person. I've known her probably not quite a month. And let watch all her videos. Subscribe to her channel. Turn on that notification
Yeah.
bell for all,
Mm.
so you get all of her updated uploads, live streams, attend them. Let's get her monetized. I think she's going to be one of the big YouTubers out of Africa for this workout thing. So let's definitely support this
Thank you
lady
so
because
much.
she deserves it. You're welcome. So with that said, thank you everybody for coming in. This is KBM, the host of This is Africa. Again, this is Saturday, 9 May 2020, and we are out.
Thank you guys. Bye.